What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video today, doing the NFL team logo and uniform redesigns. In the last video we did the logo redesigns, and these are the uniforms to accompany them. This was made by Mark Crosby. I will link everything you need down below for him. Here's his Twitter. Big shout out to him at @mbingcrosby. Did a fantastic job redesigning all 32 logos, and now we're going over not only the logos but the team and the uniforms as well. So there are 3 logos that will be included. There are 2 jerseys, home, away, and there's also a third with the alternate. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I think about 50% of you guys are not subscribed, so subscribe so you don't miss a video. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos along these lines, so you don't want to miss it. I mean, you could always unsubscribe later if you wanted to. Not that I want you to, but you could in theory. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting out with the Arizona Cardinals, I'll be reading the underlying text to accompany every team as well to give you guys a theme of the jersey, and then we'll talk about it. So we have the Arizona Cardinals. The Cards moved to the desert in 1988. It's about time they start looking like the Perhalaxia. I guess that's a version of cardinal, a variety of cardinal that's native to Arizona. The update also brings in copper and a state flag alternate. So I got to be honest with you. I think these are fantastic. Now, with the rebrand and the redesign, some of these jerseys, and especially the alternates, are going to be a lot more out there. So I will respect that. And we're going to be a little bit more sensitive to that. But I think the home and away are fantastic. Now, the colors are certainly a lot newer than what we're used to. They're bringing in a lot more of the sand feel. And I think it looks really, really clean. I like the helmet. I like the way the bird is outlined on there. I like the kind of Arizona State flag feel on the helmet as well, and that's certainly outlined with the alternate jersey. The Arizona State flag is predominantly featured, or at least the prominent, like, kind of rays of light that's featured in that flag. Got the Arizona State flag colors. I think that that's going to be a common trend throughout these uniforms, but I think this Cardinals one is fantastic. The alternate has a real, like, college football feel to it, I guess you could say. But I'm a big fan. I like it. Now, these ones are going to be tough to beat. This is absolutely fantastic. The Falcons' recent redesign is close, but with a few changes, it's even better. The logo gets an angular upgrade. The primetime alternate uses bandana paisley and some gold to bring back the days of Dion in Atlanta. And let me tell you, the home and away are so much better than what the Falcons' recent redesign has in real life. These are fantastic. I love these, especially the home, but the away is clean as well. And now I know this is another one that with a real big college football feel to it, and I know that the bandana type feel on the shoulders is going to be a lot for some people. The gold is going to be strong for some people, but I think this looks so cool. The gold on the face mask as well, and the Falcon's huge. The alternate is really going just all the way. It's going for it, and I think it does it in a fantastic job. Everything really pops on it. I think it looks really clean as well. I mean, is it, you know, not really a classic NFL feel? Yeah, I can understand that being a gripe, but overall, I think this looks incredible. Now, here's one that I don't really like a ton. It implements the checkering of the the Maryland flag for the Baltimore Ravens, but it just has a NASCAR feel. I feel like these are NASCAR type letters, and the checkering that's on the Maryland flag is not the actual checkered colors of the Maryland flag like you see at the University of Maryland. So I feel like this is about halfway there. Just to me, I don't know why it has a NASCAR feel to it. I just don't really like the home or the away. I think the alternate does look pretty cool, but I'm not really sure how I feel about the purple helmet. Another thing is you guys have to kind of suspend your belief for a minute, because the NFL has the stupid one shell rule, which means you can only have one shell for the helmet, which means you're not going to be seeing a black helmet and then a purple helmet for the same team. And with the Cardinals, you're not going to be seeing this kind of sand color, and then the red helmet, you're only going to be seeing that one color. But you have to suspend your belief on that for a minute. And it says the Ravens logo gets a dark upgrade to look more like the bird it represents. Elements of the Baltimore flag adorn the uniform, with an iridescent purple added to the alternate. I just don't like it. I hate to say it. I know a lot of work went into these, but this one just isn't for me. Now, for the Bills, there's a lot going on here. The Bills logo gets a 21st century upgrade, and their blue gets a nickel tone to represent the Nickel City. The alternate brings back Royal, a horned helmet, and the electricity of the Buffalo seal. Now, I think the home and away are fantastic. They look incredible. The helmet looks awesome. The home uniform with this new like nickel blue, the new gray blue, looks fantastic. I love what they're doing with the shoulders going from the chest, where it kind of looks like the Buffalo Bill logo, and that horn that's kind of built into the uniform now. And now for the alternate, with the electricity of the Buffalo Seal, there's a lot going on there, right? There's a lot going on. I think the helmet looks a little bit too much like the old school Vikings helmet. It doesn't really look like the Bills to me. It doesn't really give me that Bills feel, even with the horn. And yeah, I mean, with the electricity of the Buffalo Seal, there's a ton going on. And do I think that would actually look good on like an NFL team? Probably not on an NFL field. But I mean, I could see a college team pulling that off, and I think it would look really cool. I think it does look cool. It just doesn't really have that NFL professional feel to me. But I don't mind it. I think the home and away are fantastic. I would give this an A+ overall. For the Panthers, the Panthers swap black for plum. Feeling my plums. And get a race-themed alternate. Let me tell you, I think they're okay. I don't think any big risk was taken here, which, of course, when you take a big risk, it's either high reward or you crash and burn. They didn't do either. It works with the Charlotte Hornets colors, with that kind of plum color. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's okay. I don't really love the blue helmet with the logo. I think that doesn't really pop the way that it could. And then for the alternate, again, a lot of these are going to have a college feel, and especially with that helmet and the size of the logo, I think it does look a little bit better, the logo on the helmet. And they get this race-themed alternate. This is more of the NASCAR feel for sure, with the actual race line checkers. I think this one looks pretty good. I just don't think the checkering flows very well. So this one's one of the ones on here that's not really my favorite. Okay, for the Bears. Wow. Chicago Bears, the monsters of the Midway. Bears gets an upgrade. The uniforms get a font upgrade thanks to the Cincinnati Reds and some stripe consistency. The alternate brings the beloved Chicago flag into the mix. Now, I love these. Of course, we've talked about all the logos in depth. Now for the uniforms, I think they're so clean. They have a classic feel. I think the home and away look awesome. And then for the alternate uniform, where it's really going for the Chicago flag theme. Now, it's not with the Chicago flag colors, because that's more of a light sky blue and a red, but it has the same like stars and the stripe aspect that we see predominantly featured on the Chicago flag. And while it doesn't really look like a football jersey, unless an old football jersey of like the, like the 50s and before, I think it still looks fantastic though. I love the pants. I love the uniform. I think the helmet leaves a bit to be desired. I think if we're ignoring the one shell rule and you can do any color, I think a white helmet would have flowed better with this. But I don't think the blue helmet looks bad. I think a lot of people would prefer that. I just think the white might look better. Really cool overall. I love the alternate. I know it doesn't really have that NFL feel to it, but I think it looks incredible either way. All right, for the Bengals. Now, I talked in the logo video about how much I hated the logo, and I really do. I think the uniforms were a home run, though. Cincinnati Bengals, who day? A monogram logo should represent the city, not the nickname. The uniforms get bigger, bolder stripes, and a black alternate. I think the home and away are pretty similar to what they have rocking already. I feel like the number on the home uniform would have looked a little bit better if it were white. I just don't think the number really pops that much when it's black and there's no border, no outline. I think the pants look incredible. But let me tell you about this black alternate. Oh my goodness. It looks incredible. The black out with just the orange making it pop. I mean, the helmet looks really cool. It's got like kind of the dark black, but with the lighter black. It's like a gray. Either way, I think it looks awesome. I think it looks incredible. I love the way the tiger stripes are featured. This one is another one that is fantastic. I hated the logo, but I absolutely love the uniforms. Now the Browns, Cleveland Browns. The Browns deserve a logo other than their helmet. This monogram is a C, a B, and the iconic stripe. Stripe consistency is the name of the game on home and away. And the Akron Pros are represented in the alternate faux back. So faux back, throwback, they haven't actually done this, but they could, and I think it looks incredible. The Akron Pros looks awesome. Really, really cool. Of course, again, you got to ignore the one shell rule. And then the home and the way is honestly kind of what the Browns should be going with. They have something very similar in real life, but I think with the colors that the Browns have to work with, which is like brown and not ideal, I think they've done a fantastic job. The orange works really well. I think the helmet is awesome. I'm a fan of the Browns uniforms in real life when they go more to this theme, and I think very, very good job was done here. This is great. The Akron Pros, really old school feel. Doesn't really pop. It's just clean, and I think sometimes that's good, and it really, really works here for me. Now, I hate the Cowboys as a Giants fan, but you got to respect the Cowboys branding. It is so fantastic, and with this redesign, this rebranding, unbelievable. These are fantastic. These are fantastic. Big D finally gets 1 silver and 1 blue. Simple uniforms and big stars for the alternate are a timeless look for Dallas. Now, I think these are incredible. I love the shoulders. I love the star. I think the text works really well in the numbering. Awesome uniforms. I think the helmet's awesome. But let me tell you about this alternate. They kind of pays homage to those Cowboys with the big stars, with I think like Drew Pearson, and then moving into Michael Irvin in that era of the Dallas Cowboys. Unreal. I love the uniforms. I can't even just say the jerseys or the helmet or the pants. I think it all flows together so well. I think this is fantastic. Everything about it just looks incredible. I love these uniforms. Now, I wish I could say the same about the Broncos because I think there's so much potential here. Says the Orange Crush returned to the bucking Bronc, and D from days past with uniforms to match. The alternate uses their current unique striping. I don't love the current unique striping. I think this just looks too much like what they have going on already. I feel like more risks could have been taken because I think these look good, but I think they could have looked amazing. I like the home and away. I think it looks a little bit too much like the Bears, if I'm honest, for the away uniform. The home looks really good, but again, other than the text, I still really get that Bears feel. I don't really think it screams Broncos the way that it could. I love the logo. I talked about that. I think the helmet looks really clean. I think this helmet looks cool. I just don't love their striping that they have going on. I know the Broncos rock that in real life, but I feel like if you're doing a redesign, you got to take some more risks. And for me, and I know this guy's taken plenty of risks across the course of this, and I think a lot of them look amazing. I think this looks good. Just I feel like it could have looked great, but I want to see some more risk taking for sure. All right, this guy loves the racing theme. Let me tell you, it was the Lions get the muscle car racing stripe treatment their city deserves. I like it. It looks really, really good. I don't love their alternate just because I feel like the lines in the back look kind of awkward for some reason. I don't love that, and I feel like the random like darker gray on what is already a gray uniform doesn't really pop, doesn't really look that amazing to me. I like the helmet a ton. I think the alternate helmet looks incredible. Again, more of a college feel to it, but this looks good. I think probably middle of the pack though. Not amazing, just clean and just good looking. You already saw the Packers a little bit. This one is taking some risks because the logo, of course, looks a little bit different than we saw it in the actual logo video. Implements the actual lacing to the football in the green blade logo. Now, I think that looks really good. It's a little bit cartoony, but I think it looks really solid. And it's got stencil work for the actual uniform. I do think that looks decent. Now, I love the shoulder. I like the helmet a ton. Of course, this is like a classic look that we're used to. I just feel like it would look better if it wasn't stenciled and that was actually completed. This is the Packers logo gets an update, though they should never change. Uniforms get an updated stencil font to match and a 1950s throwback. I hate the 1950s throwback. I do. I think it looks awful. I know they have those in real life, but I think those look awful in real life. I kind of hate it. The brown, like rusty looking helmet, I don't like. I like nothing about the alternate. I think the home and away look incredible. I just feel like it would look a little bit better if it stayed truer to what they've got going on in real life and didn't rock the stencil. I feel like the stencil is just a bit too much for me. And wow, these are probably my favorite ones of the video just because a lot of risks were taken and I think it paid off big time. The Texans get a cattle brand monogram and some Western colors because red, white, and blue are overused. The alternate pays homage to the space travel history in Houston. And wow, I think this looks incredible. Of course, they go away from the Texans logo that we're used to, as you can see in the bottom left of your screen, and they go with this new cattle brand logo. It has a more Texas feel to it. I think the home and away, while the colors don't pop, I think it looks clean, and I think it looks really good. I don't love the helmet as much as I actually like the pants and the uniform, but I do like the uniform overall. I feel like maybe if they use this kind of reddish color on the helmet, it might have looked better. I just don't love the dark brown, and that's just my taste. But for the alternate, Yeah, this is not an NFL theme at all, but I think this is like really cool. If the NFL maybe tried some more stuff like this, like what we see in the NBA, I think they would be doing a lot of good for the sport, just because it would make the game a little bit more fun. You know, once a year. You don't have to bring out the crazy things every so often. I think there would be people, old heads, that complain like, oh, it's terrible, this is not the NFL. You know, adapt or die. You got to evolve. You got to try out some more fun things. And I think this uniform is as fun as it possibly gets. Of course, Houston, you get NASA, you get the space program, you got the astronaut spacesuit alternate, and I think it looks awesome. JJ Watt, of course, with the big 99. This is just what a spacesuit is for NASA, and I think this looks so good. I mean, a lot of liberties taken with this, but boy, does it pay off, in my opinion. This looks incredible. Indianapolis Colts. The Colts logo gets an upgrade and uniform striping to match. The alternate uses a brick pattern and italicized font to pay homage to the Brickyard. I'm mixed on this. I like the direction that the home and the away are going. I love the helmet. Although I feel like if you're going with the C logo, make it look like a C on the helmet. Why are we going back to just the horseshoe that looks like a U? They're not the Indianapolis Colts, you know. If you're going to go for the C, go for the C. Turn it on the helmet. And just didn't do that. That's a little bit perplexing to me. I don't know about the shoulders on this one. I don't love that. I think it looks okay. Not amazing. And then for the Brickyard theme, again, this is not a very NFL feel to it, but I do like it. But I think the obvious problem I have with this is this looks like a Raiders jersey, and it just doesn't go for the Colts with me. And for that, I'm going to give it a lower grade in my head, maybe the C that the logo should be on the helmet. But yeah, I think it's okay. Wow, a lot going on with the Jags here. The Jags logo is a mix of old and new. The uniforms get sublimated spots and a black and gold alternate, and I really hate it. I think this looks completely cartoony. I think it looks awful. I hate the leopard jaguar print on the shoulders. I don't really like the colors or the text. I think the pants look okay. I think that like it almost looks like the jaguar cheetah stripes. I feel like this team name isn't the Jaguars. It would be the Cheetah Girls. It'd be something they would wear in like a powder puff football game. I don't like this. I really don't. I don't like the away. I don't think it works with the black helmet. I think the alternate looks terrible. I know I'm ripping this guy right now. This one's just not for me. I'm sure some people are going to love it. I think the gold helmet is just too much for me. I don't even like the alternate uniform. I feel like some more, like maybe even a green outline would have made this thing look incredible. But it's just a little bit too lacking for me. And I just don't like the Jaguars, whatever they have going on here. I like the logo. It's kind of what they got going on in real life already. I do not like the uniforms one bit. The Chiefs, though, this one's fun. The Chiefs logo gets a jagged rework in uniform stripes to match. The number font gets a beveled treatment. The faux back alternate harkens back to the Dallas Texans. I really like it. I do. I think it looks clean. Just as we talked about the logo, I feel like the jagged kind of arrowhead ruins the logo. It's just there's too much going on. But of course, this is like classic Chiefs. And of course, for the faux back throwback, this looks really good. Of course, they changed it for the Dallas Texans. It used to be the star on where Dallas is. This time it is the star for Kansas City in Missouri. And I liked it a lot. I mean, it's simple, it's clean, and for me, simple and clean works more than sometimes trying to be too crazy. I think simple and clean will always work. And for me, it's just too much jaggedness going on. I can't, I don't love it. I like the colors, I like how it pops, but it's just the jagged stuff throws me off. So you know what's really interesting about this is the Bolts have used a horse in their logo in the past, but the league already has the Colts and Broncos, so they get a charging rhino to replace it. The uniforms only have a few changes from the 2020 design. This was made just after they released, so for the alternate, it's going off of the alternate that the Chargers have already revealed. It's really extremely based on the 2020 redesign that we've seen the Chargers do in real life, and I like it. I think the yellow pants for a lot of people are going to be too much. For me, I like it. The Chargers have amazing colors, and they always work together. When the Chargers go with the powder blue, they really can't do wrong. I think this alternate might look really weird on the field, so that remains to be seen. But overall, this is pretty much what they have going on in real life. I feel like the rhino could have been implemented somewhere if you're going with the rhino for the new logo redesign. But they have that classic bolt, and I do like it. Just, if you're going to go for the rhino, go for it. Don't hold back, even though I think it was better to hold back. The only time we see the rhino implemented is on the alternate pants, and it looks really good there. I feel like it could have looked good somewhere else. These ones also are up there for best ones of the video. The Rams uniforms return to a classic look with a yellow away in place of white. The Hollywood Alternate uses LA's Art Deco design and metallic gold, and wow, does the alternate look awesome. We'll get to that in a minute. This is what the Rams should have been doing. The helmet looks awesome. The uniforms look awesome. I love the logo. The gold logo is very interesting for the alternate, but the home and away are just clean. I mean, the Rams have screwed up so badly in real life. These look good. It doesn't really look like a IKEA, even though it's utilizing those same colors, but the Rams logos or uniforms in real life look like IKEA. I don't like them, but the helmet looks so clean. But let's talk about the away or the alternates. Oh my goodness. Does this not have a Hollywood like film premiere vibe to it? These look incredible. The black, the gold, everything pops so well. Yeah, it doesn't feel like an NFL team, but it doesn't have to. This one looks so amazing. It implements the alternate logo. I think the gold reflective horn on the helmet looks awesome. I love the text. I love the Hollywood feel. And this is what the Rams should be going for on one of their jerseys. You are LA. Do something with Los Angeles. I mean, amazing. Alternate. 10 out of 10 for me. And the Raiders are interesting. Says the Raiders get a new logo for their move to Sin City. The only update to home and away is a number font. The alternate gets a chrome helmet and metallic uniform elements. A sword adorns the left hip. I keep wanting to say Adon, like Don's, but I keep saying adorn and it's small text, whatever. We talked about the logo before. I like the logo. Implements the Las Vegas sign into it. But there's not much going on with the team uniforms, obviously, just the number change. I don't like the gradient on the alternate. I hope that's not a gradient on the helmet because that looks terrible. It really does. And the gradient, I just don't like gradients on uniforms for the most part. It just doesn't look that good to me. I feel like with the move to Las Vegas, a ton of things could have been done. And I feel like, call me crazy on this, but the Raiders could have implemented like a red into their uniform somewhere. I feel like that move to Sin City, I feel like red could have been utilized the way we see like the LA Dodgers, who have the, you know, they're blue and white, they're blue and white, they're blue and white, and then they have red numbers on the front of their jersey. I feel like just something subtle could have been done to make these a little bit more interesting, but you can't go wrong with the silver and black for the Raiders and the black hole. I think this one takes some of the liberties that we were talking about. The Finns get a new color scheme with the uniforms that celebrate the sunshine. The Vaporwave alternate is quintessential Miami. Now, I like the home and away. They're utilizing more of the Miami Vice colors with that light blue and the pink. I do like it. If you're going to go for some type of rebranding and you're going to switch colors for the Dolphins, although I love orange. Orange is my favorite color, and I think their teal looks really good. I think this is a fine change, even if it's not quite as good. There's a lot going on with the alternate. I hate the pink face mask, by the way. I really don't like that. And the Vaporwave kind of has a retro, like 80s feel to it that match the coloring. I love it on the pants. It looks a little bit weird on the uniform. It's a lot for me to process. And I don't love it on the helmet. I feel like this one had potential. It would probably be really hard to get that type of idea to work really well. I do like it. Do I though? I don't know. That one's I don't know. You tell me in the comments how to feel. Someone sway me one way or the other on these Dolphins uniforms. All right, Vikings. The Vikings logo has grown out his beard and gotten rid of black. Their home and away use a stripe pattern that was originally supposed to be used by the expansion Vikings in 1960. The Mjolnir alternate represents the power of the Viking hammer. Mjolnir is a tough word to say when you're first seeing it. I think it's the name of Thor's hammer. It's the nerdiest thing I'll probably ever say on this channel, hopefully, but probably not. This basically goes with the Vikings are doing in real life. Their helmet looks really nice. It brings it back to basics a little bit. I feel like what the Vikings have is a little bit more complex with their helmet in real life. It's very similar, but this looks really good. Jerseys look quite good. The pants, there's a lot going on with the lines. I feel like the random jagged edge for almost no reason. I feel like that might look better straight. Logo implemented onto the pants. I think we've seen that before with the Vikings, with like Adrian Peterson's Vikings of like 2010. And then the alternate really have a Viking feel to it. I don't know. I don't love the gradient on the text as there appears to be. The silver is just a little bit too weird for me. It's just a little bit too gray. I feel like maybe if it was black, that would look better, like the way we see on the pants. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. All right, this one took some liberties. Okay, so he actually changed the logo, because last time in the logo video was one of the last uploads on the channel. We saw that Patriot Pat was evergreen instead of the blue and white, and that was one of my biggest critiques and problems with the logo. We're not seeing that here, because even though the evergreen tree is implemented, they're going back to that classic Patriot feel, and the helmet it looks like it's going off of like hats that I guess, yeah, that Pat's wearing here, of like the Revolutionary times. I don't like the helmet really at all. I love the uniforms, I love the text, I love the implementation of the stars and stripes, or just the stripes, I guess. And then the alternate, let's read about this. Despite the return, he doesn't make it back to the helmet. A less detailed, more unique design gets that distinction. The tricorn hat, there we go, is used for both helmets. I hate that. The uniforms get real American with their red-white stripes, and an alternate inspired by General Washington himself. So I think that this is based off of the uniform of the Revolutionary Army, maybe? I get that, seems like that. What's that saying? It's a cool alternate. It looks ugly, but I like the idea. I hate the helmet. I really don't like it. I hate the tricorn hat implemented into the helmet. Just not it for me. But I think the uniforms do look really good, especially the home and away. The alternate really goes for it. I'm not sure that was ever something that could hit the mark. It reminds me of somebody's alternate. I want to say maybe the Bears, or one of their old school alternates, like Jay Cutler era Bears. I could be mistaken. Or maybe that looks like almost the Packers weird alternate to me. Or it definitely looks like the Jets weird alternate with the navy and the gold. But I just don't really know if that's it for me. All right, this one's a lot too. The New Orleans Saints. The Saints simplify their uniform and get a new number font. The alternate celebrates New Orleans' greatest celebration, Mardi Gras. Home and away, unreal. Love these. Love the new number. This looks incredible. The helmet, I feel like that could pop more. Maybe even just an outline on the logo would make that look a whole lot better. I'm not really sure why that's not done. I really don't get it. Of course, we talked about the logo. They get their halo. This was changed a bit because there's no outline now. I kind of wonder why that choice was made. And then for the New Orleans, Louisiana Mardi Gras feel, these are like the NOLA alternates I think the Pelicans have had, or the Hornets maybe at one point. Really has that Mardi Gras feel. It is a lot. I like it though. You just got to recognize that it is going to be a lot, and it is going to be over the top, and then I think it's fine. It doesn't really have an NFL feel to it. The helmet looks okay, but I really do like the jersey. I mean, this looks very, very cool. Okay, so the Giants logo has changed a bit from when we saw it in the logo video as well. I'm a Giants fan. I'm going to be the most hypercritical of the Giants probably. He's implemented King Kong into the logo of the Giants. Oh, okay. There's a new giant in New York, and his name is Kong. The new logo features King Kong and an NY monogram. By the way, I do feel like it's super cheesy to implement a movie into the logo of one of the most classic NFL teams that there is. But the new logo features King Kong and an NY monogram. This new monogram is on helmets, and uniforms get a number font to create the illusion of height. The throwback alternate is unique to the league. Let's talk about it. I don't like the new logo, so the helmets are kind of tough for me, but I do like the way the helmets look. It's like the helmets in real life. I love the uniforms. I really do. Now, the numbers kind of being stretched out wide and then getting skinnier as it goes up, creating that illusion of height, I think that does look pretty cool. I love the uniforms. I really do. I think this looks incredible. Pants are pretty good as well. And honestly, I love the throwbacks as well. This goes back to like the Roosevelt Brown era of the Giants, and maybe even like Frank Gifford as well. Looks really, really good in my opinion. I love this. It's a little bit weird, but I think it looks awesome. It doesn't look like the Giants of now. It looks like the Giants of the 40s and 50s and I guess early 60s, but it looks awesome to me in my opinion. I don't like the helmets either, but the jersey looks very cool, even if it doesn't really have that like new NFL feel to it at all. All right, the Jets, done very well. I don't really like the Jets colors in real life. I just don't like green that much, I think, but this is done so well. The Jets logo with a jet in it, fancy that. The faux-back alternate is inspired by the Titans of New York of yore. I don't know what that is. We've seen the Jets uniforms before. We kind of talked about those a little bit earlier as well with one of the uniforms. I think the Patriots ones. But yeah, the Jets logo looks awesome now. I love that the way the kind of jet is implemented onto the sleeves across the chest. I love the new type for the letters, or no, those are numbers. Whatever. And I like how the jet is on the pants. Looks very, very good, very clean. Better than what they have right now, in my opinion. Their alternate, kind of faux back throwback, looks clean. Has the colors that the New York Titans have. Not my favorite, but it works well. Okay. The Eagles' new logo gets rid of black and brings in the famous Liberty Bell. We can see that in the beak of the eagle. The uniforms get a modern striping and a faux back alternate that harkens back to the 1924 Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. It's a lot. I mean, the yellow clashes with the light blue, in my opinion. It's a lot to take in. Although I think it does look pretty good overall. Numbers on the front, kind of weird. But to me, with the Eagles, they kind of just went away from the darker Eagles green that we're used to. And this looks like a Jets weird alternate, in my opinion. It just doesn't really feel like the Eagles so much to me. I like the helmet. This is kind of what they have going on in real life. I like the way that the kind of feathery wings type feel is added to the shoulder right in here. It just doesn't really feel very Eagles to me. It has more of a Jets feel. So I don't love it for that reason. Pittsburgh Steelers, we talked about their logo. I don't like it. I don't like that weird P. But I think their uniforms are incredible here. A new P logo in steel gray for the Steelers. A word mark and number font uses I-beams as inspiration. The alternate uses elements of the Pittsburgh city seal. Looks really good. I like this a lot. Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms look awesome. I like the text. I like the numbers. I think the helmet looks pretty good, even though I don't like the logo. But this is what they should have rocked. This Pitt alternate is awesome. Yeah, the blue looks weird with Pittsburgh, but it gets their city seal in there. I think that's awesome. I love it. I really think the blue is a little bit much at first, but I could definitely have this grow on me. You know what I think they should have done? Is implemented the red that we're so used to seeing and put that in there instead of the blue, and I think this would look even better. 49ers. This one took some liberties. The 49ers logo is simplified with a Western font. I talked about that in the logo video. I just feel like there's a lot going on there. Clashes a bit. The helmet and pant stripes evoke the city's famous bridge. The alternates roll in the fog. I like the home and away a ton. I love how the helmet implements the Golden Gate Bridge. I think that's a really fun touch. The Western feel now to these uniforms look awesome. It has that Old West feel. I think it looks incredible. Has that Gold Rush feel to it. I think the alternates are terrible. I love how the pants implement the Golden Gate Bridge as well, but I just don't like the fog rolling up on the uniform. I think it looks weird. And I just don't like that. I feel like I like that some chances were taken. I don't think it paid off here. All right, Seattle Seahawks. The Hawks logo and unis get some more Northwest inspiration and an S. The alternate uses a logo that was originally planned for the expansion Seahawks. I don't like how the back of the helmet has the two S's. It looks weird. I know it rolls into the Seahawk logo on the side. It's just not for me. I think the uniform does look really, really good. I like it a ton. Really, really nice. Everything about it works. I don't love the away as much as I like the home, but overall looks pretty good. And then the throwback are awesome. I mean, I like the logo. I like the way it's on the helmet. This is basically the throwback or the old uniforms that the Seahawks used to have. I think it looks great. It's a shame they have not brought these back, at least in recent memory, but this is like Cortez Kennedy Seahawks, rest in peace. Really, really fun uniforms. Steve Largent, obviously, there as well. These are incredible. Love the alternate. I'm less crazy about the helmet. The green is a lot too. It's just too much neon. Yeah, wow, we gotta talk about these. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a lot of writing in here as well. The Bucs get rid of black in their logo and bones instead of swords. Why have swords in the flag and waving the flag? The home and away are simple aside from the new number font. The faux back meant to look like it could have fit in the 1920s. Back in 1926, Jim Thorpe led the Tampa Cardinals, a barnstorming team. They played Red Grange and his Bears in 26 and traveled around Florida. Like their helmet, I think the bones look cool over the sword. I like that change because you do have the sword waving the flag. The sword's twice kind of a little bit weird. I love the uniforms. I think the helmet's okay. The uniforms look really, really clean. I love the font for the numbers. Looks awesome. And okay, so they went with like a creamsicle 1920 themed uniform here. Any 1920s themed uniform is going to look pretty weird This one looks pretty weird to me. I don't like the helmet very much, but I like the colors. I like it. I do. I really do like their alternate. I want to like it. It just looks a little bit weird because it's 20s themed. It's got a lot going on the front. It's not my favorite. I feel like I would have loved the more like creamsicle themed inspiration, and I guess it is, but it's just the 1920s is throwing me off. All right, Tennessee Titans. The Titans' new logo is a Titan ready to take on the gods. The Flames take the lead in the uniforms. A Parthenon-inspired fullback uses a winged helmet that looks like it could have evolved into the Flames they sport today. Wow, awesome, awesome, awesome uniform. I love the way the Flames work on the helmet. Of course, it's, you know, themed with the new Titan flaming head. Looks incredible. I love the uniforms. I think the away is especially good. I like the pants a ton. Flows really, really well. The helmet looks awesome. And then the Greek-themed alternates look really, really cool. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Has like that 20s feel to it for sure. I maybe don't love the helmet so much, but it has that Greek feel. And the Titans are Greek, man. I like how it feeds into that. Looks really, really nice, although just again with the 20s and the weird striping that we see on those 20s themed uniforms, just looks a little bit odd. And the last ones, again, I talked about this with the logo, might be my favorite of the entire redesign process. The Washington Redskins changed to the Washington Red Tails. The Red Tails name replaces current moniker. Let's leave it at that. The new name and logos honor the Tuskegee Airmen. Awesome. The primary logo looks like an airplane emblem as well as the stars and stripes of the DC flag. The alternate is made to look like the P-51s flown by the Red Tails in World War II. Awesome, awesome, awesome. These are incredible. I love like the old school army like war feel to it. These are incredible. I especially like the fighter pilot theme of the alternates. I think everything about these looks incredible. I love the theme of these. I think the colorway that they still stick to for the home and away looks awesome. I like the new name. I love the way it looks on the helmet, and I think the alternate is incredible. I love the logo of the Red Tails and that, you know, that fighter pilot type theme with it looking like the fighter jet, the P-51 there. So really, really incredible. I think could not have done any better on this. Might be my favorite ones in the video. You're only going to have to let me know down in the comment section below, but that is it. Make sure to check out Mark Crosby. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. His links will be down in the description as well as my Twitter if you want to check that out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.